uptrend, for example, the indication is the higher high. Price is going to make a higher low. Once price makes a higher low, that's the correction. So the continuation is essentially going to try to make that next higher high, because the trend is constantly making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And that goes back to the aha moment. Once you start thinking about it this way, you kind of trust it more. Like if price is on an uptrend and you're in a buy, you're just essentially looking for it to make a new higher high. And then you're able to get out your trade and then look for the next setup. So if you just trust like, all right, price is made its higher high, made its higher low. I'm already in the trade. I'm looking for it to make that next higher high. Then you should be thinking in your head, as long as it doesn't break the higher low, I'm good in this trade and I'm calm, right? Because the moment it breaks the higher low, that means the trend is different, right? That means the trend is reversing. But if you're in the trade, price has already made its higher low and it's pushing up, you should be looking like in your head, like, okay, it should be making that higher high. I don't know when, but I'm gonna wait for it to make that higher high. If it doesn't, it's gonna break this higher low, and then that's when I'm gonna get out. So it's either gonna do one of the two: break the higher low or break a new higher high. In between, there's no in between because it's trending. And if it's consolidating, you obviously know not to trade them. But most of the times, price is going to trend on the higher time frame, unless you have moments like now where we're coming to the end of the year and price is kind of choppy or whatever. But that's cool. That's just the end of the year, right? Um, what I want to get into is a little bit more about discipline too as well. When it comes to discipline, I didn't bring it today. I didn't bring it today, but I have like this brick thing. It's like a little block that I use for my trades. A lot of people tell me, like, how do I not like get into trades on certain days, or like how do I protect myself from like trading every day? I have like this brick thing. I don't have it now, but basically what it does, there's different brands and different companies that you can get it from. But basically what it does, when I tap my phone on it, it locks pretty much all my trading. It locks my trading view, my MT5, my liquid trade. It locks everything. So I can't see anything on the trading side. And I think this works for me because I used to be a bad person when it came to over trading. I used to be in a habit of like, oh shit, I know what I'm doing. Let me just keep trading. Like, especially like in the beginning, once I started learning more about price action and understanding it more, and like trial and error through the charts, I was like, all right, I think I know what I'm doing. So now I can just trade anything and everything, but that's never the case. Because time frames do exist. So as long as I stayed on the higher time frame, I pretty much avoided everything, but I didn't. I was on the 1 minute time frame. Like I used to trade on the 1 minute time frame a lot back then. Like it was bad. Um, and I just remember trading every day and trying to trade every setup and trying to make as much money as I possibly could in one day. So that goes back down to discipline. That goes back down to discipline when it comes to trading. You got to remember the slower you go, the faster everything kind of comes full circle. Like in the beginning, it might seem like if I make X amount of money this week, I'm good and I'm set, but it's never the case. You want to focus more on like, if I'm trying to trade, I need to become better and better on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis. And I should take my time to actually learn and perfect the craft and actually like, to be honest, real shit, the only thing you really need to learn is like trends and higher time frames. Like if you actually understand what a trend is and understand like how I told him about the higher high and the higher low needs to be paid or whatever the case might be, if you understand that and put that in your head, it pretty much clears up anything. And I'm not gonna say it's like the holy grail, but I definitely remember switching and trusting the higher time frame and trusting like, this is the fundamentals of a trend. Let me trust it. It started to play out more in my favor because I started to trust the actual process. And I've shown you guys time and time again, like before and after, like trust the trend, trust the process, and you'll see like the next day or the day after, it's gonna play out in the way that you want if you're looking at the right things, right? Um, so that's definitely something I want to say when it comes down to discipline. You have to like really take your time. Like I know like some of you guys, somebody in this room probably spent their last dollars to get here. You never know, right? Somebody probably did all they could to get here. What I could tell you is like the slower you go in life, in anything you do, the slower you go, the more you can take in and actually analyze. Because if your life is constantly, okay, go to work. I'm trying to trade while I'm at work. I'm trying to do this and handle all these different things. I got people at home praying for me, or like they're counting on me, or I have this, or I have this friend that needs this. I want to go on this vacation, or I want to do this. I want to buy this. You have all these different things cluttering your mind. It's really hard to really process what you're actually doing. But the moment you slow down and calm down, you're actually able to take in things and understand your own self. I always tell people, I'm super big on psychology. Is Like charts is another thing. That shit is easy. When it comes to the psychology part, you really have to like sit down with yourself and understand yourself as a person. Because I was a very greedy person and I didn't even know it. Like once I knew the opportunities that trading could give me, I kind of was in like, oh shit, like I know I can make a couple hundred off of it. I need it now. I need it like at this moment. But I started to see like my greed was taking over my actual skill, right? There's a lot of people in this world that let their greed take over things. There's a lot of bad habits that people kind of like. If let's say you have like a person that drinks, right? They drink and they could be a great person, but then over time that starts the alcoholism starts to take over in their life and ends up affecting them. So it's the same way with my greed. It was like I was becoming greedier and greedier and it was affecting my actual chance to actually learn what I was actually doing. I was more in it for the money and not the skill of it. So that's one thing I will say when it comes to discipline is actually take your time, slow down, go to like if you can like go to a private area or like outside or something, get some fresh air and sit with yourself and let your thoughts roam. No music, whatever. And this might sound cliche, but really sit with yourself and ask yourself different questions like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you think of yourself? How do you think of yourself? You have to be brutally honest. Like when I thought of myself, I was like, damn, I'm just nobody, right? Like I was a nobody. So it was like once you sit down and you're honest with yourself, your honesty to yourself then allows the truth to give you answers. And once your truth gives you answers like, okay, I'm a bad person at this or I'm a bad person at that, you start to then come up with solutions on how you can become a better person. Once you become a better person, it goes full circle into anything you do. Because if you're a good person, you're a positive person, you're gonna see positivity in anything you do because you bring positive energy to it. Like this room, right? I have no negative energy at all. Look at the positivity that we have in this room, right? And there's some people in here probably hate me, right? You never know.
Hope not, hope not.
Right? But it's always gonna outweigh. Like the positivity is always gonna outweigh. You're gonna have negative thoughts about yourself, right? But your positivity, as long as you have positivity, it's always gonna outweigh what you think about yourself, right? Always think about it that way. Like somebody told me yeah, like how I think of social media, they're like, bro, you see hate more than you see love, but there's a lot of love, right? There's a lot of love. So it's the same way with yourself. Like you can see a lot of bad things about you, but you have to wake up and be like, dang, I woke up today, right? Like I'm here, so I'm able to learn another day. So yeah,
Uh, I'm streaming in your Discord,
shit.
so there's like 175 people watching you right now. But
Shout out to y'all guys.
there's one question, and I think it was the best question of all. It said, "Ask him if he woke up tomorrow with nothing. What would you do?"
I woke up tomorrow with nothing. I think the first thing I would do, if I had like $0 to my name, nothing, I definitely would find some stable source of income. Like I think that's the biggest thing that can help any trader is having some type of stable source of income, whether it's freelancing, whether it's doing like a job, fast food, or whatever. Anything you can pick up, do some sort of like stable income. Once I find some type of stable income, I will try to create some type of saving plan for myself so I can put some money to the side and then I can also still live a day-to-day life. Once I figure out like, all right, what is my savings? How long is it going to take me to save up to $1,000, $2,000, right? And then as I'm doing that, I will be learning. And that will be more of like, I would think of it as like college, for example. So if it's going to take me 3 months to save up $1,000, that will be my college for myself in trading. So basically, I'll be like, all right, 3 months, I have to learn trading, right? And then my big test will be when I got the $1,000, right? And as these 3 months go by, I'm practicing on the charts. I'm taking positions on TradingView, whatever the case might be, or trading like just trading just on TradingView, right? And I would be learning, seeing if my positions are right. And once I'm seeing my positions are right, I see I'm consistent and I'm also saving up. Once the moment comes, I'll be like, okay, I think I'm ready. And I'm ready only because I see that I have better positions now. My positions are good. I'm hitting TP. I'm hitting stop loss. A lot of people, they think like, oh, I turned $1,000 demo to 10,000. I'm ready to go. But it's never the case because you can probably do that in one trade, right?
Mhm. And
One.
then, and then, what would you suggest for people who are in debt and trying to trade? Pay off the debts first, or trade to pay off the debts? Dude, that's everybody.
This is not financial advice. Fuck that. Yeah, that shit. You gotta pay that shit later.
I would accept that.
Not financial advice, but I'll pay that shit later.
Yeah, I'll pay that shit
You
later.
got bigger, because like I understand life happens, right? But you have to remember, like you cannot keep putting yourself in. And like once again, I know life happens, but you can't keep putting yourself in holes and holes and holes. Because there's some people out here that will go out and get a loan to start trading, right? Instead of building it from the ground up, because you think just because you have the funds, you're able to like. That's why I even hate prop firms. Prop firms are just like loans too, right? You think just because I have the capital, I'm going to become a profitable trader. That's what's going to make me profitable, right? But it all comes down once again to the skill. Like if you have the skill, if your blade is sharp, then you can attack and more, right? So it's not about if you have the funds or not. So the more you keep digging yourself in the hole, I would just say you already dug yourself in a hole. You don't have any money, so stop putting yourself in a bigger hole. And you need to figure out a way out of, okay, I need funds. So that way I can learn how to trade, start learning how to trade, get some funds. And then as my skills start to show, then you can pay that off later. Once again, this is not financial advice.
My financial advice, guys. Said, fuck that debt.
What's your best psychology advice from scaling 4 figures a month to 5 figures a month? I would definitely say the biggest thing for me was definitely the losses that I did take in the beginning, or like even opening trades. Like in the beginning, it's like taking a loss for like $1,000, $2,000. It kind of has you like thinking like, damn, like I really just lost like 3, 4 weeks of work. Like if you constantly think in a mindset of like, all right, this is how much I would make for my job. So if you keep trading and think of it as like, this is my job, it kind of makes you be more careful on what you're actually doing. Like you're not going into it like, oh, trading is the holy grail, right? This is my actual job. I have to wake up and do this every morning, or I have to do this like every other day to make a source of living. And then, what the fuck is that?
I think we good, bro.
um, but yeah, when you think like in the terms of like, all right, this is my actual job, then you're more careful on what you're doing and you're more cautious and more patient for what you're doing. So it's easier to scale when you have a clear mind. For the guy that asked about the 4 figures to 5, it really comes down to, hold on one second. It really comes down to just trusting the process of what you're doing and then continue to build up with proper risk to reward. It's nothing really different from scaling up numbers wise. It's more of like a skill thing. Like as long as your skill is getting better and better, you're gonna make money regardless. And as long as you're protecting your capital and using it wisely, because I know your first 10K, you can definitely blow that shit, bro. I'm telling you this.
Hallelujah.
I tell you, bro, I heard so many people say, oh, bro, when I make 10K, I'm gonna help this, help that. Nigga. Bro, my first 10K, I definitely blew that shit in the mall. Bro, and it's because we're humans, right? We're humans, right? But once you get away from the mind, here, hold on.
Hey yo, right here.
Yeah.
What? I got a question, bro. Come on, go.
All right. Damn, I'm in the time. Like, oh.
All right, well, you're real, man. I thought you're fake. I think like, all this is fake or whatever. My question is, when you go in a winning straight, let's say market humbles you, how do you feel about that? Like, I know this.
The market humbles me.
Yeah, like, dang, you lost like today, like big, like you.
Lost today.
No, I didn't lose today, but I'm just saying, you go in a winning straight, and the market humbles you, like, damn, like, what do you do after that?
If you're on the losing streak and you take a loss, it's not necessarily humbling you because you've already seen that whatever you're doing is obviously working on this win streak.
Yeah.
So when you do take that loss, it's not really it shouldn't affect you as much because you know you obviously have the skill. It just didn't play out that day.
Yeah.
So once again, don't think of it in a sense of like, oh, I'm just a bad trader. Just think of it as like, all right, today wasn't the day. I probably miscommunicated with the markets, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the communication. The market is going to tell you what it's going to do, and you receive that communication that the market is giving you. And maybe some days you might have a miscommunication. That's just life, right?
Yeah.
You're going to miscommunicate with your friends. You're going to miscommunicate with your family. But you're not going to like, just because you and your mom or you and your dad or you and your friend miscommunicate, you're not going to stop being friends or you're not stop going to be family, right? just because you miscommunicate with the markets, that doesn't mean, all right, I'm done, I'm gonna quit, right? So if it's just a bad day.
Yeah.
You wake up the next day and see if you can catch the communication that day.
But this is cool because I know you since like when you had the dreads. I'm like, damn, I see you time. It's cool, man.
It's lit, bro.
Man.
Much love. What's up?
Wait.
One question, like it's my question.
Yeah.
I know somebody had mentioned that aha moment.
Yeah.
Now I know we all looking for that aha moment.
Yeah.
What time frame was your aha moment?
Bro,
I don't remember like the flower, maybe. That ain't gonna change anything.
I'm just like, I know you said that the higher time frame.
1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame is that's when it comes to anything.
I'm just trying to see if you remember when the aha moment.
That shit was like 4 years ago.
Hey, I remember
Yeah.
So like, you know, from the 3,000 to the 100, how did it go? I mean, how did it work? How long did it take?
I don't know what that question is.
Roughly like 2 to 3 months. It was roughly 2 to 3 months. And honestly, it was just pretty much set up volume, to be honest. Because at that time, I was trading penny stocks at that time. So if you're talking about in the beginning, it was definitely penny stocks. But I don't remember every single trade. But I took it pretty smooth on those 2 months though. I chased whatever was trending at that time. And I was looking for whatever came out with the best outcome and probability. So it wasn't like, oh, I was just hopping into anything and everything. I was definitely taking my time and looking for who's going to play out in my favor.
Right here, bro. Right here.
What's your routine before trading the market opens? Like, do you wake up an hour before?
No, I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna be like the gurus and be like, yeah, bro, I wake up, meditate. No, I'm gonna be like that. Even in the beginning, bro, I couldn't really have a routine. The reason I couldn't have a routine is because I had 2 jobs. So my life was chaotic, but what I can say that will help is what I said earlier about sitting with yourself and being able to process your thoughts and letting that, so if you want to call that meditation, but definitely do that on a day-to-day basis. Don't be like, oh, I need to do it at 9 a.m. every morning. Just whenever you have the chance to sit with your thoughts and clear your thoughts, take that time and then, utilize that.
Well, like how many hours before the market opens?
It doesn't matter.
Nah, yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as, because remember, you're battling yourself regardless. So if you practice with yourself in any time in the moment or any time in the day, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna have that thought of you doing that. That's still gonna be forever with yourself. So as long as you're doing that, you pretty much, it doesn't matter what time you wake up, right? Cause I wake up at pretty much 9:30, probably on the dot, sometimes 8, sometimes before. It's just really random. It's like I don't have I need to wake up at 9 o'clock every single morning, right?
Very personal.
This is more of like, if I wake up today, I'll trade. Right?
We're so big. It's like college job. Yeah, so big.
Quick with it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, psychology chair.
Yeah,
We'll see.
over here.
Should I wait?
Well. No, I'm here.
Yo.
Damn, bro. I see greatness in you.
Greatness in
yes.
next shot.
Actually,
It's a psychology when you lose.
wait.
No, her.
One second.
What's that?
Actually, my question is psychology. I was going to ask you, what are some of the steps you can recommend, like if you are struggling with psychology, on how to overcome that?
It depends on what you're struggling with in psychology because it has a lot of different things to it. There's a lot of things that drive psychology. Psychology is like the how do I say it? It's a broad thing, right? But what you're doing kind of stems back into it. So it depends on what you're doing. So like how he said losses, that will affect his psychology if that makes sense, right? So when it comes to like losses, like I just told somebody, you shouldn't think of it as like, oh, I'm a bad trader or I don't know what I'm doing. It's more of like, all right, what did I do wrong? And how can I fix what I did wrong? And if you accept that, then you kind of go in with the mindset of, if I lose, I'm okay with it, right? Trading, for example, because I'm good with I like analogies. Trading, for example, is like a car, right? Or your strategy is like a car. The more complex your car is, the more complex your strategy is, the more harder it's going to be fixed, right? Right. So when you get all these crazy souped up cars, it's going to cost a lot, or it's going to be a lot to fix them. But if you have like a Honda, something simple, right, is going to be so much easier to fix. You're going to know what to fix because it's not that many parts in it, right? So when it comes with your trading strategy, as long as you're able to look under the hood and be able to fix what you're looking at or fix what's wrong, then you shouldn't be like, oh, bent out of shape. But if you got like a super expensive, super souped out car, one thing breaks, of course you're going to freak out because you don't know what to fix, right? So market. But yeah, just make sure that what you're doing is super simple. So that way, when you do lose, you can go in and know what to fix right away. And then you can move on to the next one, right? So yeah, that is a guy question. I'm gonna definitely get this guy in the back.
Hey, I appreciate it. I noticed that you're feeding the homeless out here in Los Angeles.
No, it's not in Los Angeles.
Anywhere. Can you tell the people how important it is to feed the homeless because no man or woman becomes rich unless he or she enriches others. You have to see the things in your life that you know deserve. It's probably because you haven't given the things you know you owe.
I mean, even down to this. This is a sense of giving back. I personally, I don't know about everybody else, but I always believe in trying to give as much back as possible because like I have a big thing on like wisdom. Wisdom, if you don't give it out, it becomes broke, right? It becomes nothing, right? If you keep wisdom for yourself and you don't let the world elevate, because we're all here to create something and elevate in some type of way, whether it's some type of value, some type of skill, any type of like a video or something. Like I create these videos to provide you wisdom because overall, then you might end up making videos, and that's essentially how I think the world can change. Like if people have more wisdom and more knowledge in this world, I think this world would definitely be a better place because you won't have people out here just doing anything and everything, killing, robbing, all this stuff, because they would have some knowledge on how they could change their life, even if it's trading, even if it's like some type of business or even working an actual job, right? They have some type of knowledge, some type of wisdom on how to go about that because there's some people out here that don't even think they can do that, right? Because they don't have anybody out there to tell them that they can do it. They have no hope. They have no type of knowledge, no type of wisdom that says like, yo, you have the potential to do this. You got to do it this way. Follow these steps, and you could possibly make a better living for yourself or make a better outcome for yourself. So, like he said, I definitely believe in giving back as much as possible. It doesn't have to be money wise, but wisdom goes a long way. Like a lot of people, DMs definitely. A lot of people ask me for money, but I'm like, bro, I teach you how to make money yourself. You know, like I don't know what it is too. It's like the more money you make, the higher it goes. It's like in the beginning, I remember my friends like, yo, bro, can I get 20 bucks? Yo, can I get 500 bucks? And then it's like, yo, bro, can I get 20,000? It's like, what the fuck? But I definitely believe in giving out wisdom because wisdom goes a long way. These words that I say, you'll always remember them. If you remember them, it's always going to replay in your head. And it's going to be something that travels with you for a long period of time because I've been in your situation before. Somebody might have a worse life than I did, but I've definitely been in a rough situation where I didn't believe in myself. So the best I can do is give back as much as possible. So, and it's not going to be in LA. It's going to be in ATL because that's where I grew up at. I'm going to be giving back to the foster kids and stuff in November. So that's something I really wanted to do and kind of talk to them because well, you know, really, I know you probably see like the chains and the jewelry is something I just wanted to do when I was young, seeing rappers and shit, but I don't care for materialistic things. I travel the world and I travel the world a lot. It's very expensive to keep traveling the world how I do, but hey, I got these two to help me out. I'm going to a private island maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I haven't decided yet. But I travel a lot. And the reason I'm bringing this up because I'm not big on materialistic things. I'm big on traveling and experiences because your experiences will always shape your psychology. Once again, I'm super big on psychology. So the more you experience, the more you see, the bigger you think of life. In general, I've seen things in other countries where I'm like, dang, this is how they're living or this is how their life is. I need to respect my life more because they're having a worse life. So I do like traveling a lot just to shape my experience on things. But I'm also a big person on just like, once again, doing this whole like sharing the wisdom. But traveling is something I do a lot to just get that overall experience and overall see how everybody else is living and being grateful. And that helps me, keeps me pushing every day. So I would recommend for anybody here obviously, get yourself some nice things, right? But if you start making some money, help your family out, help some friends out. It doesn't have to be money wise, but at least like, hey, bro, I was able to do this. This changed my life. This did this. Share that with somebody. It could be one person. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to make a whole Instagram about it. You know, like you got like look at this shit, bro. Like there's 300 people in here, and y'all all some of y'all from LA, some of y'all not, but all these people are mostly from LA, and y'all probably didn't even know that, and y'all probably walk past these people on a day-to-day basis and didn't even know they traded, right? So think about if you tell the next person like, hey, this is something you could do to change your life, and then they could be in this room doing this, right? You never know what you can say to somebody else that's going to make them change their whole perspective or change their whole aspect in life. So once again, back to what he said, like, you don't have to give away money, but give away some type of value to the world. The most successful people in the world are the people that actually bring value to the world. I'm gonna bring up Elon Musk, right? Just because he's rich, that's like how he got rich. But what he does do is provide some type of value through electric cars, right? And like there's probably like a battle between that, but like he provides electric cars, which is better for the economy in some aspects, right? But that's a prime example of bringing some type of value to the world, and you'll still receive good on the end. There will be some times like I've been through, and this will go into like because we discipline is stem from psychology, but when you're on this trading journey, the one thing I will say is choose the people that you are around wisely. People that don't have the same goals as you or the same vision as you, or they don't think the same way you do, choose that wisely. Because I definitely, when I started trading, I remember making this group chat, 20 people. It was coworkers, friends, some family members. And I remember typing in that group chat, and I had every 20 person, I had 20 people in there. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my like group chat for my trading. I'm gonna share my charts in here. This is what I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, like hopefully we all make some money together. And they're like, yeah, that shit's gambling. It's for white people. It's not gonna work. And I just remember this when I was 18. I was like, damn. I was like, I really think trading's gonna work. And they just like, people will stump on your dreams and people will stump on what you believe in. And it's just like, damn, like, those ain't the people you want to be around. The people in here, we all believe in trading in some type of way, right? We all believe in trading. Right? So we're not going to get mad. We're not going to get mad at each other. Like you might overleverage, somebody might overleverage their account. We're not going to get mad at him, or we're not going to get mad at her. We're going to be like, all right, this is what you can do. This is what can be better for you, or this is what I would do if I was you, right? We would lift each other up. So always put yourself around people that are going to lift you up through thick and thin, like always, right? I've had friends in my past that, you know, we would smile, like just because somebody smiles in your face and you're having a good time. And this will definitely play a lot when you start making money, right? You start going out with your friends. There's people that will smile in your face. And I was this guy, I'm not gonna name his name, but this guy when I was 18, I was like 19. Smile on my face, we would have fun. And then I ended up getting robbed by him. Like he took everything I had, all the designer I had, all the Apple products I had, and just like ran with it. And like it was just that. And I thought this was my best friend, right? I've had people snake me like behind my back, do shady things behind my back, and it's just like there will be people out there, and you have to watch because this will be something that also shapes the way that you like proceed in life. Like once again, it's going to affect your psychology because if you have no trust in the people around you, you might have no trust in whatever you're doing because you got to worry about the people that you can't trust. So you're putting your energy to people you can't trust. So if you have positive people around you, it's going to make you think more positively when it comes to whatever you're doing because you know your friends are positive, they believe in you, you believe in yourself. But if you have people that don't believe in you, it's just gonna give you a mindset like, dang, like it's a bunch of negativity around you. Once again, everything stems to psychology. So once again, make sure you put the right people around you. Like everybody in this room, you can socialize with anybody in this room and make some friends. And you don't even have to talk on a daily basis, but you know that person's a trader. And you know if like you're ever struggling with something, if y'all get along, you know, like you can go out to that person and be like, hey, bro, I'm struggling with this, right? And that's what we're all here for, is to become better people, right? We're not here to like show off ego or show off this or show off that. We're here to grow as people and have a better living for ourselves. And hopefully we'll all be on an island one day. Yeah.
What helps you build the most? And then once it's dead, you're not gonna keep learning at first, right? Or what helps you keep learning it?
So when he first blew the 500, what did he learn,
I
and then
think
what
the
helps
best
him
thing is
learn
probably,
right now?
I just want to get better for
At this
myself,
day and
to be
age.
honest. It's not like a who or what is making me want to learn. It's just really like, I just want to keep getting better and see, like, I want to, like, I always think if I'm going to do something, I'm trying to be like, I don't want to be the best, but I definitely want to be better every single day than myself. I think that's what it comes down to for me is like, can I be better? Y'all just blocked me. Can I be better than myself every single day? Can I get better? Is it a possibility that I can get better every single day?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up?
I want to show you some stuff right there. Can I?
Uh,
All right. Right quick. On these four stuff, it's an indication. Hold on.
yeah.
Indication. So kind of clarity, regular structure, for kind of regular structure.
The man is getting a one-on-one, a one-on-one lesson.
It's bullish. It's bullish about this. No, stop thinking that. A lot of people think that. No, no, no. I'm not yelling at you, but when it comes to the higher time frames, you have to trust it because I've heard a lot of people saying like, "Oh, what if it does this or what if it comes down?" If it comes down, you just take a loss, right? Like 9 times out of 10, the higher time frame is going to respect itself, so it's going to play out in your favor and how you want it if you're looking at the higher time frames correctly. So don't get into a trade and the higher time frame is showing bullish. Don't ever think like, oh, but what happens if it comes down? Because you're thinking negatively about the trade.
The question I'm asking is,
That dude getting a one-on-one.
It just depends on it. It doesn't really matter when you mark up. Like if I'm check out 3 days. Yeah, not even the higher time frame. As long as you go up whatever the recent high or low is, like you shouldn't have to like. So when you get on the charts, the first thing you should look for is like, what is my swing high? What is my current swing low? And then you play off what those are doing. The price has already created some type of indication. You play off of that. You really just want to go on the charts.
Bro, I wish I could say something, but I have to
And
get
look for the
serious.
swing high first, look for the swing low, and then play off of that. Because once you have those marked, all right, where's the indication setting to say which ways they're going to go and then play it off that way.
what's your
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what? History. Why? You started with music there, and then.
Bro,
I started with Vital, and then I went to Hugo's. I started with KLT for 3 days, went to Vital, and then I was on that for like almost a year, and then I switched to Hugo's, and then I switched to Liquid. Because the brokers wasn't paying me out on something.
What's the reason down about that?
Just unregulation. So it was a lot, like at the time of like 2022 to 2024, there was a lot of unregulated brokers created by influencers. And pretty much that's all you had at that time. So before we had futures and all the new regulated brokers, that's all we had at that time.
Where's the glasses go?
It's right there. Right in the glasses, right here. Yeah.
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 Oh shit, he's hella far. Come up. Yeah, what's good?
And it's a genuine question. It's something like I've been back and forth with, and I've been trading for about 3 years. I think it's sustainable to
there we go.
slowly trade. Like,
Smoke weed!
You think it's sustainable to trade?
like I feel like
All right, he's good.
but it's so many events
Yeah.
like you were saying, be a better person, be a good trader.
Yeah.
But that's one thing like I've thrown out.
So you feel like smoking weed affects your trading?
I feel like it makes me glad actually, and it makes me more objective about things.
You feel like you think for it? Because you smoke weed? What's the genuine person?
I think that like when I smoke, it can make me more comfortable with my emotions. I can.
He's saying that if he smokes weed, he thinks that he's more comfortable with his
Like
emotions.
affects you negative.
I think it makes me.
That's what if it's not affecting you negatively, it doesn't really matter. As long as something is not negatively affecting you, then it doesn't really matter. You shouldn't really play it into whatever you think. So don't overthink it. If you want to smoke, you can smoke, right? If you want to drink, you want to drink. I fucking drink all the time.
Bro, I ain't never smoking weed again, bro. I died.
Life and it's messing up your trading, or you can't wake up on time, or you can't catch trades, you're missing trades because you're smoking, whatever. Then that's when it becomes a problem, right? You're a human being, bro. Live your life, right? So if you want to do that, you can do it. Whatever you want to do it. And if as long as it's not affecting you negatively, you can continue to do it, right? But if you start to see some negativity, cut it down.
Sorry. What's the story behind your face tattoos, bro?
I don't even fucking know. That's good. Spontaneous and smart. Yeah, that's good.
What's your relationship?
Our
What
relationship
is
is
relationship?
I'm still working on it. It's like I like to have fun. I think this year has been the year that I've been more lenient on myself because I used to be super strict on myself. Kind of like how he was saying, like I didn't do certain things. So I would definitely say I'm still kind of battling with my actual like life I want to be, and then trying to live a godly life as well. So I'm working on it. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect.
US 30?
No, I traded US 30 my year two of trading. I traded US 30, and then I took a huge loss on like a CPI day. I lost like right around 600K, and I just never traded gold again. So it was like I never traded US 30 again. So it was just like yeah.
Do you turn on the track?
I journal my trades. I wouldn't say I like write it down and be like, oh, like this is what I did today, but it's definitely like a self-awareness thing. Like, what did I do today? So like the other day when I lost on Solana, I didn't say I journaled it, but I definitely sat with myself and I was like, all right, why didn't I see this play out? Or how come this didn't play out the way I seen it or wanted it to? Why didn't this play out the way I wanted it to? But it's more of like for me, like I wouldn't say I'll write it down, but I'm definitely like, all right, what could I do better next time? Yeah, reflection. It's more of a reflection, not a journal. My adjustment, to be honest, this is not an ego thing, but like my adjustment for that was really just waiting for the next trade because I knew I was like I knew I was looking at the right thing. It was just the market, it wasn't the right time. Like it wasn't the right time. So it was, yeah, it went down eventually. Yeah, the lady right here. Yeah.
Okay, so there's obviously been a lot of discourse of like your 78 billion on social media. I want to know how you've been managing like your mental health. And like, does it affect you? And if it does, like, how do you do?
Social media. Social media doesn't affect me. It doesn't. People are going to say whatever they're going to say, regardless of the fact. I've been trading for 4 years, going on 5. I've been doing the same thing since the beginning of like this whole journey, right? And people are always going to make some type of narrative of you any type of way. I can sit here and debunk everything, but like what would that fruit, right? Like as long as I'm here for you guys, I think that will be the biggest thing. And like I can debunk everything. Like I've been a solid person since the start of my journey. I've been trying to stay a solid person. Not even trying, it's something I do, and stay a solid person to make sure everybody gets enough value as possible.
Hey, shut up! No, get out!
I've been trying to stay a solid person, just making sure everybody, is able to make trading their source of living, So I would definitely say
They're
that
just being loud in the back, socializing while he's talking.
that's kind of why I'm taking this break too, because I knew like this was gonna bring eyes, but then I also knew that like I just needed to take a break for myself because I feel like everybody has what they already need. Like I feel like I put out enough where you can pretty much become a little bit successful in whatever you're chasing. So yeah, that's good.
So I'm younger, I'm 17, and I be working. It doesn't. I'm 17 and I work and also attend school and I do have a single mom. So trying to help her pay the bills and everything and also to learn how to trade at the same time is very difficult. My question to you is how do you refresh your memory when you want to go back to studying, learning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you refresh your brain without having to go through all the videos again? Like, how do you just refresh your brain? Because, like, when after, yeah, like, after I go to work and I go to school, it's like, okay, I want it. Yeah, like after I'm forgetting, even though I take notes, it's like, okay, I go back to the notes, but I feel like it's not clicking. Like, how do I?
Got a forward tense.
It is, if you're putting it into action, that kind of like it already. So like, if you're learning, you also need to be practicing as well. Not trading actual real, yeah, until you feel like you actually got it, but you need to be implementing it. Because once you start implementing it, that's when you actually have it locked into your head. But if you're just writing it down, then there's no point because you're not testing yourself for that knowledge that you're learning. So you have to keep testing yourself because once you test yourself, you'll start to remember certain things, right?
Okay, guys, it's okay to have conversations in the back, but can we take that outside? There's more than enough room to have conversations outside. We can't hear you up here, and we can't hear the people that are asking questions. So that would be very nice. Thank you.
Say it louder.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next?
They can give us.
You said what? Something I used to tell myself in the beginning was like, if I'm gonna do something, I have to give it my all. If I'm not gonna give it my all, then don't do it at all. Something like that. I remember that. That shit was so bad. Yeah, it was like if you're gonna do something, no, it was like if you're gonna do something, give it your all, and if you're not gonna give it your all, don't do it at all.
You become obsessed when you start trading. You become obsessed. I'm waking up 4 in the morning, looking at charts. How do you get over that? When you start,
Why would you get over that? I dream about charts, sleep about charts, eat about charts.
that's me.
Keep looking at the charts.
Obsessed with it.
I can't get on the chart.
Yeah, bro, you gotta love the charts.
So I have my aha moment, right?
Yeah.
How did you get over the fact that you realize that you about to make a whole bunch of money? Like,
Don't think about that.
that's a good problem.
We're all here for money, of course, right?
Yeah.
But we have to focus on that skill, bro. Like if you. Oh, did it hit you?
You almost had a Donald Trump moment. Shit. Hey yo,
What is all on screen?
thank you, bro. Yeah,
Thought it was gonna hit her.
shit fell over.
Oh, definitely.
I thought I was certain president.
That white board, if you push it to the cabin door.
Hey, we gotta extend the base of the tripod out, so that way it's okay. Here, I can fit. Okay.
It's good.
So you get into the higher time, right?
Yeah.
How do you get in? You get in right when it closes, or do you wait till it pulls back and then get it? Because on those higher time frames, let's say for example NQ, right?
Yeah.
It swings like 1,000 points potentially in a day.
Yeah.
If you get in as 300 points, and you have a small account. If it goes there and it retraces, obviously you got to stop. But what are you risking with your 10%? And how do you go about going into it?
So if you're trying to, what are you saying? Small account though? Trading NQ and small account. $1,000 trading NQ.
0.01. You're talking about liquid brokers. You know,
Yeah. So it's gonna be $100 if it's 100 points though. It's not moving 1,000 points on that one move though.
on a higher
One candle is not moving 1,000 points. 1,000 pips, but not 1,000 points.
1,000 pips. I'm saying like on the higher time frame. For example, like if it's at now it's around like 26,000 or whatever. If it starts off 26,000, it goes to 26,300. That's where the candle closed.
Yeah.
Where are you getting it?
You're saying if you wait for the candle to close or not?
Yeah.
So if price is pushing above your level or below your level, you don't necessarily have to wait for the candle to close. Because the volume is what's pushing price to move above that level anyways. So if you're trading the higher time frame, price is not breaking those levels for no reason. Now there will be some times where something like BTC or something where it has a bunch of liquidity, where it will come to some levels and have some type of rejections. But when it comes to like Nasdaq, I haven't, or like gold, I haven't seen something where it already showed a previous indication, already corrected, and it came above that level and rejected. So I would definitely say just continue to trade off of that level, place the position at that level, and let price play out how it's going to play out. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to Limit. Thank you for having us. This is, I said, I wanted to ask you, I'm trading on the platform Derib.com where you're able to use lower margins for a higher profit. What is your take on indices, volatility indices? And also, for every trade we get moving forward with smaller accounts, what do you think we should all put in our attention and focus on as far as stocks, indices, what should we be looking at moving forward in the future?
It depends on what you want to trade though. Like I'm not gonna tell you like what you should trade, but I definitely would say that when it comes to my trading, I trade things that have a lot of volume on a day-to-day basis. I think I said this earlier, where things like gold or things like Nasdaq, those are constant things where people are putting money into it. Investors are investing money into it on a day-to-day basis. They're also closing and selling positions on a day-to-day basis. So there's always going to be some type of fluctuation. And the economy is also going to make it fluctuate as well because if something happens, all the investors may get out, but they all might get in. So it's going to be high fluctuation more than something that has nobody investing into it. So as long as whatever you're trading is something that at 9 o'clock in the morning when the bank's open, people are placing positions, then that's something you should be trading. Or like something like crypto, where people are constantly putting millions and millions of dollars into it on a day-to-day basis, or taking out millions and millions of dollars on a day-to-day basis. Day-to-day basis. That is something you trade. Yes.
Oh,
It's like 40 questions.
Another question. Do you recommend proper
Um,
Do you recommend prop firms?
because of the debt thing.
I think prop firms are like playing off of people's need for money, but and people are gonna fight me because they're like, yeah, but I could use $50 and get a 100K account. But it's like, yeah, well, like if you don't really, yeah, you don't really value it the same. I think if you start off with like 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, you kind of value your hard work money more when you see it all in one area, and then you're like, okay, like I obviously don't want to lose my whole $1,000 that I put into here. Well, like $50, that's like a fucking McDonald meal. It's kind of like, okay, I can just get another account. I have this one I had this one person text me the other day. It was probably like 2 weeks ago. She buys funded accounts for like what, maybe $30, $40. She blown over 180 of them.
Damn.
And she texts me every single day saying, I blew this one, I'm gonna buy another one today. But you see how easy, because she's like, oh, it's just $40, it's just $80, right? I can buy a new one. I get 500 a week, $40 ain't gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So then again, you're just meeting whoever influencer made that prop firm. They're just like, oh shit, thank you, right? So I definitely would say just build up your own capital, even if it takes you months. As you're doing that, once again, treat this as your tuition or treat this as your college. If it takes you 5 months to save up, that's the time that you learn. In those 5 months, you make yourself better in 5 months. Once you have it saved up, then you're ready for the test. Once you're ready, like I said, with the whole risk to reward standpoint, there's no way you should be losing all those trades if you studied and you practiced and you learned for 5 months on end or 6 months on end or 12 months on end, right? There's no way you should be losing, right? At least not that much. You're gonna take some type of loss, but you shouldn't be losing back to back to back to back to back. You should always come out on profit on something, and then risk to reward is always gonna play in your favor. Because once again, if you have a 1 to 3, right? If you lose one, your next trade is still gonna make up for it, and you come out in profit either way it goes. So, yeah, it was good.
You talked about practicing and studying. Can you make a video on how to do that?
How to practice and study?
Yeah, how to like show people how to like properly practice.
I would say, I mean, I can answer that now. When it comes to properly practicing and studying, I personally don't believe, like, I'm a strong believer in not back testing because you're essentially doing something that already happened. When you're trying to become a day trader, you need to focus, you need to be good at knowing what's fin to happen or like what's going to happen, if that makes sense. So when you're practicing something that was already happening, you're essentially just back testing the past, right? It's already happened before. But you need to become a better trader on like, okay, I see this and this. That means that this could possibly happen and play out in my favor. So what I would say is when you're practicing, you need to basically pretend like you're already a good or pretend like you're a trader already, if that makes sense. So you need to be waking up that top at the time you want. Like the other guy said, if you want to build a routine for yourself, you can. What time whenever you want to wake up, build that for yourself so you understand like, this time works best for me. Or like this is when I should be waking up. This should when I should go to sleep. And this is what I should be doing at this time, right? And then go into the markets that you want to trade. Wants to trade something with high liquidity or like something that's always fluctuating high. So that way you can find consistent moves or you can find the market is always moving and trending. And then practice that on a day-to-day basis, right? Practice getting in the morning and trying to hold that trade throughout the day and seeing if it plays out, right? Because what this is going to do is then when you're actually ready to trade, you've already done this so many times that you already know what to do, right? It's the same way with like sports, for example, like boxing, because I box, right? When I first started, it was more of like learning what I was doing, the fundamentals behind it, right? Learning how to throw a punch, how to throw a kick or whatever, right? And I did MMA too as well. Learning how to throw that punch and then doing it over and over and over and over. And then when it came to an actual fight, it was like I knew how to throw the punch and it was just like natural, right? So once again, I would definitely say, and to also combat with it as well, you wouldn't just watch, fighting highlights and think you're going to be the best fighter, right? You actually have to do it. So the same way with trading, you can't just watch the pass. You have to actually get into the markets and do it, right? So that answers that question. Yeah, it was good, bro.
What time do you usually wake up to enter a trade?
I said we already answered that.
Yeah. Wake up to enter a trade.
It doesn't
And
matter.
and when is it too late to enter a trade?
When is it too late to enter a
And
trade?
then that was the second part.
Um, I necessarily would say like from 9 to 11, maybe 12. It's probably like a good time to trade and be in the markets and looking. If nothing happens, you shouldn't be staring at the charts all New York session. Set an alert. I think this will kind of help pretty much everything because I'm setting alerts. So like if the price doesn't hit an alert, I'm not on the chart. So it's like I don't wake up every day and be like, oh, what is gonna happen? I just set the alert that I'm looking for. And I'm mostly looking for a swing high or swing low to be broken. And once that happens, then I'll like think about the trade and try to get into the trade. So it's really to answer that question, it was whenever my alerts hit, that's when I hop on the charts.
Hey, when are you gonna drop the platform?
A platform?
Are you working on it? I thought on the Telegram you were like working on something like.
Oh, I'm working on something, but it's not a platform. Yeah, it's good.
For like the 40 or 45 trades you said you took this year, do you pay attention to like fundamental news, like economic news, or do you only do technical now?
Me personally, I only do technical analysis. I let news play out how it wants to because essentially it's going to follow the higher time frame regardless. There was this like big debate about the BTC trade that I took like a few weeks ago when it sold off, and it was like, oh, it only sold off because of Trump. But before that, we already had signs that price was getting weak before the hand, and news just pumped the market to where it needed to go. So news is just essentially going to bring the volume to the market of what people are already thinking, right? Because people, before something happens, they're going to think, so if they think price is going to go bullish, you're going to see signs before. If they think something in the market or the economy is going to go bullish, they're going to do that. You're going to see signs in the traders or the investors in the market. You're going to see that already before it even plays out. So it's going to be little hints, right? That shows you that. So
I think it's more important now. Do you think what's more?
I mean, it just depends on your style of trading, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I said, what I do is just technical. I can't tell you if it's the best way or the like. There's no best way. You asked one already.
There's an account on Telegram called Trade by Side. They have a pump program. Is that something?
No, it's not me. It was good.
Something on contract purchasing, like I trade on Robinhood. I mean, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about options?
Yeah,
I haven't done options in like so long.
just like
Yeah, that's
Okay. Bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? All right, anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna take one more question, then I'm gonna get into the rest of what I have to say. I'm gonna go over here. Huh?
Where you going for vacation?
Where am I going for vacation? I can't tell you. I'm gonna see that dude out there, bro. I'm
Not to
like,
pull up on you, boy.
He's not about.
I gotta go somewhere where nobody knows, bro. I remember one time I was in where was I? I think I was either in Amsterdam or I was in Paris. I was in a bathroom, just a random restaurant, bro. I was in a bathroom and a dude, he's like, bro, I know you. And I'm like, I'm taking a piss, and he's like, bro, and like he's like hitting my back, and I'm like using the bathroom, like, bro, you gonna let me use the bathroom or what? So I gotta go where nobody's at, but yeah. Are you sure? Uh, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I got some more things I want to say, and I want to leave you guys with. Um, it kind of goes back to what that one guy said. I want you guys to really like. I'm not here just to like just chat shit, but I want you guys to come out of here and really think like I definitely learned something. I want you all to feel like you've learned something, but not from like, oh, the chart standpoint, but a psychology standpoint. The biggest thing that can you shut the, but the biggest thing I want to say is if you leave this room, if you leave this room, remember trading is not just about the charts. It's all psychology. Like at the end of the day, it's all psychology. I want you guys to really lead with that and not just like trading question. Like I have no problem with it, but I definitely want to say that some of the questions that y'all do have, you can easily find that out as you start to trade more and more and more. It's something like I can tell you what to do, but you're not really gonna understand it until it happens over and over and over and over, right? But what I can say is like change your mindset. Everything that you think, every way that you process something, make sure it becomes better and better because we all have a history. We all have some type of story. So when it comes to this whole trading thing, make sure that you are not putting your story where it's like in a negative situation or like I don't even know how to explain it to you guys, but don't let your story affect the way that you look at the charts or don't let it affect the way that you think like I can become a trader or not. Because some people feel like that their situation is like all of them. They feel like that's them, that's their identity. So what I'm trying to say is create your own identity. Don't let standards hold you back, right? The world has been born or like it's been programmed to have standards, right? Everything like since birth, right? We had a standard. Like we go to school, we do this, we do that. The teachers tell us what to do. The principal tell us what to do. Government says this for our parents or whatever, and we're all supposed to do that, right? So we're programmed a certain way. The moment you step out of line is when you are looked at as an outrovert or you're looked at somebody weird or like, because like trading, if you tell that to some people on the streets, they might look at you like, dang, that shit, like, are you crazy? It's risky, or it's not gonna work, or it's a scam, or this and that, right? So you're always gonna be looked at as an outlier, right? But don't let standards or don't let people come into your life and be like, you can't do it, right? Don't let people think that being an outlier is wrong. So at the end of the day, when you come into this game, make sure that you come in with the heart and the mindset of saying like, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna try to become the best I can at the skill that I want to get better at. So I want to get better at trading. Let me get better at this skill. I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna dribble the ball every day. I'm gonna become better at dribbling the ball every day. And when it is time to take the shot, I have room to take the shot. I have room to have the clarity to become a better trader. Right? If you're leaving this room, it's more about how can I change my mindset now? Like, how can I become a better person now? That's my main goal for this whole room. How can you become a better person right now? Think about how you can become a better person. Like as we speak right now, just think to yourself like, all right, what can I do? What can I change in my life to become the best version of myself? What do I have to eliminate out of my life to become the best person of myself? What do I need to add to my life to become the best person?
Yo,
I
the
ain't gonna
VC is
lie.
tweaking, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. This VC's bugging out right now.
Dude
I ain't
was
gonna lie.
spamming. Dude was spamming W's.
Yeah, that was W right there. I don't know that shit right now. Firm mash. Yeah, he got to do a New York one. God, he got to do a New York
Wait, we
one.
all
Nah, bro. I
disconnected?
don't think. Nah, man. He's not going to be around for a while now, dude. After making what he just made, he's going to be off grid for a minute.
Nah, next
Fuck.
year. Next year he's gonna do another tour.
He said next year, yeah.
Whenever he does do it, tell him I give him a Hershey's bar. My whole